6 p.m. So I want you to look at this light activity that's appearing. It's a pattern of the blinds on my ceiling. And this light activity appears as I began documenting a wealth of evidence which is serving to prosecute and further expose the state facilitating venue that is the Rancho Cucamonga Courthouse at San Bernardino County at 8303 Haven Avenue. Lisa Rogan, for example, one of many judges who are going to federal prison for engaging in kidnapping. You go to federal prison for that. You don't pass go. You don't collect $200. You're going to serve time in federal prison for kidnapping as an entity engaged in the P.O.C. And that's why I'm capturing the light source, not the sun that's over my head at that venue on June 23rd, 2022, where, by the way, the entity maintained a light source as I then went to the Rancho Cucamonga Paul Bryan Library, and that ongoing documentation shows the maintenance of a light source over my head in its zenith and not over Alvarado Gardens, specifically over my apartment. Okay, the entity's maintaining what is a very specific environment, and doing so while trying to hide the light source. Here it is. You can see the edge where that lighting over the edge. The light source is directly above the apartment, as I've already captured, and the entity is also aiming what is engineered light under no circumstances, regardless of the location of the light source, which is directly above me. It is impossible light. That's light activity, and that light activity you see moving across the courthouse while a group stalker is driving by me at 10:29 a.m. on video, where I'm capturing the light source at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court on June 23rd, 2022. And the entity is maintaining, as I've already shown you, during the 3 o'clock hour, the entity maintains the light source. It's directly over the building. So if I were to step downstairs right now and go get it, I could show it to you, but I'm not going to do that. I've already documented it. This is impossible light activity under all circumstances because the sun, which is above us, which is never going to be over Alvarado Gardens property. It's never even going to be in any location where I could see it. The documented presence of the light source, which is not going to be visible outside of any of my windows or my leasing office at any time of the year, at any time of day. The entity is engaged in what is an outright departure from what is already documented, and the entity is maintaining the light source in alignment to me. And you are also aware that because of the coexisting presence of what is engineered light, which is also speaking to the light source. And this is the engineered light that's on my ceiling. Now the shape of the windows are directly above you. There is no iteration of the sunlight where the sun is above you, and the pattern of the object that the light source isn't even outside of this window, but sun that's coming at a downward trajectory isn't like going underneath the structure to touch the window and create the shape of that window above you. This is the light activity you saw in my apartment at 4:59 in the morning while LAPD was flying over my apartment. This is engineered light in just a different color. Okay, those are demons, and they're engaged in heavily documented group stalking by helicopter today. LAPD is engaged in what is psychotic demonic 9EZS170 is a sex offender engaging in criminal surveillance while you see this light activity over my apartment. The shadow of that vehicle is speaking to the immediate presence of that light source. It's right over this apartment, right over me, and they're group stalking, and they're doing so engaged in federal stalking as well. That is, again, the pattern of conduct. That's a demon also, knows exactly what I'm stating, and they're monitoring on the video of the internet in concert with the LAPD. Documented group stalking over 15 times this morning, doing multiple laps over my apartment and over my office and flying around the venue. It is currently 2:59 p.m. This is P.O.C. This is directly relevant. What I want you to look at is the entity maintaining the light source over me on June 23rd, 2022 when I went to the courthouse. Right now it's 2:59 p.m. You're looking at the light source that's over me. So in Rancho Cucamonga, after I left the courthouse, as I showed you, 12:17 p.m. I'm at the Paul Bryan Library. This is the light source directly over my head. You can look at the time. It is 12:17 p.m. on June 23rd, 2022, after I left the state facilitating venue of the courthouse. Again, you can look at the timestamp. I'm showing the light source over my head. I'm showing my location, 12:17 p.m. And I remain there. It's this is 11:51. Let me go back. I'm here at 12:17. I remain at 3:14 p.m. The entity is maintaining a light source right now over my apartment in Los Angeles, and I've already documented it, which is why I don't need to go outside and capture a video of it right now. I already have this evidence. You're looking at impossible light activity that's on my ceiling. That in and of itself, by the way, is enough to prosecute. But I just want to be clear. The entity is maintaining a light source in Rancho Cucamonga at Victoria Gardens. This is the Paul Bryan Library at 3:14 in the morning. This is not over the parking lot. It's not over building 1810. It's not going to be over me, where it remains as I capture on video. Remember, 5:21 p.m. The light source is over me in alignment. The shadow of the palm tree over building 1802. That's speaking to the immediacy of that light source, just like you see here. The immediacy of that light source is right there over me in Rancho Cucamonga, which is not over anywhere the property in Los Angeles. It's right there over that Victoria Gardens Paul Bryan Library. And that's where the light source remained, by the way. And this is what I routinely documented. This is impossible light. The